Hi guys, this is Ms. Gregson from our new classroom, My House. Welcome to Monday's lesson. I am very excited to be your math teacher for the remaining of second grade. If you guys have not met me, again, hi, I'm Ms. Gregson. Welcome back to school after being at home for so long. I hope you're excited to finish our school year and excited to be back at school with us. Different kind of school, but still at school with us. So we are going to start math, reviewing a little bit of what we had already been over. This week we're going to review addition, multiple digit addition, and different strategies that you can use while you're adding. So this is our problem for today, and the strategy that we're going to use today is the number line. If you notice, I have an open number line. And when you have an open number line, you can start with any number that you want. It doesn't have to start with 0. So I need to pick a number that is going to work for my math problem. My math problem is 58 plus 36. One of the strategies that I like to use when I do the number line is that I like to pick my biggest number. So my big number is 58. I'm going to find a number that is easy for me to add. So it's easy for me to count by 2s, by 5s, by 10s. So in the number line, I like to count by 10s. So what two numbers that end in a 0, tens, is 58 in between? So I can also use my hundreds chart to help me with that. And I know that 58 is right before 60 and it's also between 50 and 60. And when I look at this, I can see that 58 is really close to 60 and a little bit farther from 50. But it's definitely bigger than 50. So I am going to start by adding 50 to my number line. I told you at the beginning, it's easy for me to count by 10, so I am going to label my number line by tens. And I am going to leave some space in case I need to add more numbers. Now I am ready to find 58. Again, if I look at my hundreds chart, I know that 58 is pretty close to 60. So I am going to put 58 a lot closer to 60. Okay? The second strategy that I want to use today is stretching the numbers, writing them expanded form, because that will help me a lot when it's time for me to jump. So I'm going to expand 58 first, just so we can practice. I don't need to expand 58. I already labeled that in my number line, but I'm going to practice. So when I stretch 58, I am looking at my tens, and I'm looking at my ones. So if I have 5 tens, that means that I need to count by 10 5 times. 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. And I have 8 ones. So now I have stretched the number. Now if I put it back together, 50 plus 8 should give me 58, right? Awesome. So now that we practice, let's expand our next number. Again, I'm looking at my tens and I'm looking at my ones. For tens, I have 3 tens. That means I'm counting by 10 3 times. 10, 20, 30. So I have 30. And then I have 6 ones. If I put this number back together, 30 plus 6 should give me this number, 36. Okay, now I am ready to jump. I like to start jumping with my biggest number, which is my tens. And again, it's easy for me to jump by tens. So I am going to jump 3 times by 10. Okay, so I'm a 58, and I'm going to jump. Hold on, I'm going to mark my jumps with a different color. I'm going to jump by 10. And I know that from 58, I'm going to get to 68. When you're using the number line, it's very important that you label your jumps. That's going to help you keep track of how many jumps you have done. I'm also using my hundreds chart as a reference. When I'm jumping by 10s, I'm at 58 and I want to jump 10, all I have to do is one square down and that's 10. That takes me to 68. Okay, I have done 1 out of my 3 jumps, so I'm going to do it one more time. That is going to take me to 78. Again, I was at 68, I want to jump 10, so I'm going to go down 1, it takes me to 78. I label my jumps, and so far I have 2 jumps of 10, 10, 20. I have not jumped enough. I need to jump one more time. I label my jump, and that takes me to 88. And I'm going to check my 10s jump. 10, 20, 30. Awesome. I finished jumping by 10s. Now I need to jump my 1s. Jumping by 6 is not an easy number. So I'm going to stand at 88 and think, what can I do to make this easy for me? I can jump to 90. That would make it really easy for me. 88, 89, 90. That's a jump of 2. I label my jump. Well, if I jump 2, I didn't jump 6, so that's definitely not enough. So I'm going to take 2 away from that 6. 6 take away 2 is 4. That means I still need to jump 4 more. Okay, and if I jump 4 more from 90, that should be easy for me to count. 90, 91, 92, 93, 94. Now I'm going to check to make sure that I jump all that I had to jump. I had to jump 3 10s, 10, 20, 30. I had to jump 6 1s. 2 plus 4 is 6. So this should be my answer, 94. Don't forget to write your answer under your problem. Make sure that you write your 1s under your 1s and your 10s under your 10s. Let's practice another problem, now with a number in the hundreds. So let's go back and review some of the strategies that we talked about earlier. This time I'm not going to label my number line yet because I don't know if I want to label hundreds or tens or how I want to label this. So first I'm going to expand my numbers. I'm going to stretch them out. So I am going to look at hundreds, tens, and ones. Okay? So I have 200. So 200. And I have 2 tens. That means that I am counting by 10 2 times. 10, 20. And I have 5 ones. Well, let me fix this too. If I put the number back together, I should have 225. Let's check. 200 plus 20 plus 5. 225. Okay, and now let's stretch our other number. I have 10s and I have 1s. I have 4 tens, which means I'm counting by 10 4 times. 10, 20, 30, and 40. And I have 6 ones. That just means that I'm counting by 1 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you remember from our previous example, I told you that I like to start with my biggest number. So I am going to start with 225. Now, my other number doesn't have hundreds. It has tens. So I am going to label my number line by counting by tens. I know that 25 is between 20 and 30. So I am going to label starting with 220. 220. And I'm going to count by tens. 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, 280, 290, and again, I am going to leave some space at the end, just in case I need to add more numbers. I'm going to find 225, and I know that the number ends on the 5 is right in the middle between the two. So I'm going to put 225 right there in the middle. And now I need to take jumps of 10. How many? 4. So I am going to take my jumps. It's very important, remember, that we label our jumps. Plus 10 takes me to 235. Plus 10 takes me to 245. 255. I'm going to stop and I'm going to check to make sure that I've added enough. Plus 10, plus 20, plus 30. I need to go to 40. So I need one more. 265. I have another 6 to add. And again, 6 is not an easy number for me to add. So I am going to think of an easy number. 5 is really easy for me. So I'm going to jump 5 to go to 270. But I didn't jump 6, and that's what I needed to jump. So I am going to see how, I'm going to take 5 from the 6. Oh, that's easy. I just need to do one more jump of 1. 271. I'm going to check to make sure that I jumped all of my jumps. I had to jump 40 and 6. Let's check. 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, and 46. So that means that my answer is 271. Remember to write your answer under your problem. And make sure that you wrote your 1s under your 1s, your 10s under your 10s, and your 100s under your 100s. I hope that this review has been helpful. I have submitted a Seesaw activity for you guys to complete. Please complete it, and if you have any questions or problems, ask your teachers for some help and guidance. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!